Hi Urbana, this is Bridget Broyhan from the city of Urbana. We're in our June edition of It's All About You video, and first today we came out to Urbana Public Works. I mean, what would the city of Urbana be without Urbana Public Works? They are what makes our city the well-oiled machine that it is. So first, we're going to talk to Denny. He's in the sign and paint crew, and today is a rainy Monday, of course, you know, so like they're in here taking care of some things that they work on. So can you tell me just a little bit about yourself though, Denny? This is Denny.
I've been here at the city for about 10 years. I started out the Landscape Recycling Center, and I came over here about 1.5 years ago, and I work on the signs and paint crew. Yeah,
and today they were going to paint. We were going to catch them outside painting, but like I said, it was raining. So what they do is they have like a list of things that they need to repair, and they make all these cool signs here. I never knew that, you know, you guys could do that here. It's kind of amazing. But before we move on to your partner, I would like to know, what do you do outside of work? Do you have any hobbies? I mean,
I got 2 little kids, and then I like to do.
Want to say hi to them?
They're not going to see this. But that, and I like to go to the gym, lift weights, do CrossFit.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it don't look like it, but
hey.
if you'd have seen me about 4 years ago, you'd see the difference. But
really helps with painting and stuff though, because man, you are like bending and reaching. My dad was a painter, so yep. I know about that. Well, very nice to meet you. And over here we have his partner Ray, and they seem to have like a kind of a friendship. I mean, you guys enjoy each other's company because you're laughing, and it's always fun when you go to work and you can enjoy the people you're with. Because we've all been in situations where that doesn't happen, you know, so this is pretty cool. So this is Ray, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Ray Knight. I've been with the city for getting ready to start my 20th year this week.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. So you were at Landscape and Recycling Center?
I started with the city in '99. I was a landscape supervisor, and I moved over here 2012. Sounds about right.
Actually, he's the one that hired me here.
Oh,
actually, yes.
See, was nice. So you were nice to him over at LRC. That always works, right? That's cool. Okay, so like, what is it? Okay, so like I said, we were going to be painting today, but it's a rainy day, so you guys just don't come in and go, hey, what are we doing? I mean, what do you do now? It's raining, we can't paint.
We've got a list of signs that have been knocked down or signs that need to be made.
Yeah, so how do you know? Do people call you? Or I mean, you said something earlier about this is your...
We have an inventory system that is on there. We can actually take this out with us on the street, and I have a GPS that attaches to it. It will show us where we're at on the street.
That's cool.
It's just a Surface tablet.
Nice.
But we can also access it from the internet.
Right, and so like now today you're working in here, so it's probably easier to pull that up. So it looks like you've got some signs and stuff behind here.
Yeah, these are, move this out of the way. These are Adopt Urbana signs. And what we do is once the organization adopts that section of street,
oh, cool.
then we can make the sign for it and put it up.
And people love that. They love seeing their organization on a sign, you know? Cool. Okay, so show us what, you know, gives on this.
This plotter basically takes this information from the program and cuts it.
Awesome. Look at this thing. This is amazing. So I've worked in print media for a long time. I mean, this is an expensive, intricate machine.
And we can cut electric cut, which is this material here. That's normally what you would see on a street name sign or a stop sign. We also have vinyl material in different colors.
It's programmed, and now it's cutting what you've told it to do in the program. So now we've got Denny here. Oh, so it's got like a sticky background.
Yeah, we pick out what we don't want on there. So basically, what's going to happen is I'll pick these letters out, and then I'm going to roll this out, and I'm going to cut it and trim it down. And then the back, so the white will come through and it'll be reflective, because that's reflective material.
So this, do you guys get like sheets of this or rolls of this?
All that rolls.
Comes in rolls.
Oh, here it is. Here's all the sticky stuff. It's all like sticky back?
Yep, this is all electric cut material.
Now, where you're doing the Champaign-Urbana JC sign, where is their road? Do you guys know?
It's gonna be on Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Washington from Kinch to 130
Awesome.
is what they're adopting.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know where that is, that's Washington Street where Preston Elementary is, and probably all the way out to where you would turn to go to like Walmart, that's 130. So that's a pretty good chunk of road there to take care of. So cool, look at this. See, he's taking off all the sticky back. We're getting started. Isn't it nice? Very clean. So now he's trimmed it out so he can line it up.
Well, then I got to, on this, got to get this piece ready.
Now that's the reflective stuff, right? You can kind of see too, it's iridescent light.
Yeah, when the light hits.
Ooh. So then there's like a metal plate on the back and there's sticky backing on the reflective stuff and it presses it on.
I'm gonna trim around.
This is transfer tape paper, and it's sticky. We stick it to the good side.
Is that just like a protective thing?
With that?
No, this allows us to transfer
To this.
this to that.
Got it. So as with anything in Illinois, the weather changes in a heartbeat. So I can see you guys have on your reflective clothing just in case you got to go out later.
Yep.
Yep, always ready to go. It's almost like an art, you guys.
So now he's peeling the backing off of that, and having it in the roller under pressure keeps it from moving.
Yeah.
He'll take a little over half of it, he'll trim it, and then he'll roll that piece onto the sign blank. And you flip it
It's
over.
not just like one or two processes, it's pretty. Is that like a hydraulic? Is that a hydraulic in there?
It's air.
Cool. Ta-da! That is cool! You guys look! All in a matter of minutes. So when you're driving by and you see these things, you know how they come about. From these guys. Welcome back. We're still here at Public Works. Da, da, da. We're here with Ben Holzhausen? Holzhausen.
Yes.
Good German name. And Ben is our,
I'm the right-of-way inspector, engineering
Okay.
technician.
so what does that mean?
I do all kinds of things. Issue right-of-way permits for construction in the right-of-way, which is basically from back of sidewalk to back of sidewalk and anything in between. So,
I mean, so people are going, right away? What does that mean? I mean, why is that so important?
you know, right-of-way contains probably 80% of the utilities. People use the water, gas, internet service, and then also is your sidewalks and your roads. So people use right-of-way every day, and
I bet your phone rings off the hook.
It does.
Because you're
it
dealing
does.
with a lot of different things. A lot, not just, you know, the street itself, but like you said, all the utilities and,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So how do you train for a job like this? And I know you said you started out in industrial technology. you
Industrial
said?
technology is what I went to school for.
But I mean, we all kind of have a path. We start walking and then we realize, oh, I'm pretty good at this, I'm pretty good at that. How, from industrial technology, how did this become like something you were interested in?
You know, I started working outside and just realized that I'm the kind of person that has to be outside and moving around all the time.
Yeah, you just can't sit behind a desk.
And it's really the perfect position for that because
Yeah.
I never stop moving.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
Oh my gosh, so is every day a little different or is it pretty much same old, same old? What is your day like?
Every day is a little different. You basically come in and you may have a plan, and normally by 10 o'clock that plan changes when the phone starts ringing.
So you have to be flexible and you have to know what's going on and kind of shift gears. That's cool. So, I mean, where did you grow up? Are you from Urbana or?
I grew up in Monticello.
Monticello, go Sages. Cool, all right. And so you graduated from Monticello and then you went to Parkland, you said?
Parkland, yes.
There's
Yep.
some great programs at Parkland for
Oh, yeah.
people that want to do like engineering, automotive, AutoCAD. It's a great area. So look, we've got a great guy here at the City of Urbana from there. So that's awesome. What do you like to do outside of work?
When I'm not working here, I normally stay busy working on something else, whether
Yeah.
it be projects around the house. I like to do some concrete work on the side.
Really, you do
Yeah,
concrete?
Yeah. Experiment with some stamping and concrete countertops is probably
You know,
the
that
next
is a
thing.
big thing.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a house once where they actually looked like they took a chunk of concrete and just cut it out of the road and put it on a countertop. It was really cool looking, but they actually made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of your side gig.
Yeah, the countertops thing is I'm just kind of looking into right now, playing around with
Awesome.
a little bit, but it's a really cool new thing with concrete. So.
It is cool. And you know, the thing is, you know all about concrete because of your work and your studying and you know what gives. I don't know, do you know this, of course, and this is something I learned just the other day, that concrete goes back to the Roman times. They actually created concrete. I mean, and we're still using it today. That's like, what, hundreds of years ago?
Yes.
Hundreds of years ago. So, I mean, here we are still using that medium today.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for your time. This has been great. And when you guys are out and there's a right-of-way thing going on, think of Ben. He's our guy. Hi, Urbana. We're back with Mike Heaton, one of the mechanics for the City of Urbana. And as you can see, he's working on these police cars. And Mike, but first, before we talk about what you do for the city, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm actually a Southern boy. I was born in Montgomery, Alabama, and my dad was in the Air Force, so we traveled a great deal. And then I married a pastor and still travel a great deal. We moved here 3 years ago
Okay.
and have been blessed to work for the City of Urbana.
Yeah, and your wife's a pastor. What's her name?
Cheryl Palmer, she's the senior pastor at Faith United Methodist Church in Champaign.
That's awesome. What an interesting life you have. Now, have you always been a mechanic yourself?
I started when I was about 12 years old. I tried to get out of it for a little bit and managed restaurants, but that wasn't my forte, so I got back into being a mechanic and have been in the industry for 35, 6 years.
So to me, we would have to hire the best of the best, because look at the vehicles they work on. They work on the trucks for Public Works, you know, things that like need to get taken care of, like snow removal and things like that to make the roads safe. And then of course, police, that's so important. You know, this is very safety issues. So we've got you here now. What's going on with this? Do you guys just take in vehicles every once in a while and just do a once over? I mean, what happens?
They get routine maintenance. For the police cars, it happens a little more regular than the regular. Most of our cars we see about twice a year for oil change and tire rotations. But the police cars, they get run almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they come in about every 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And we do oil changes, rotates, and safeties. This one's got a little more problems, and we're addressing those and to get her back out on the road.
Yeah.
It's my primary responsibility is to keep the police fleet flowing and the smaller cars in the city's fleet until it snows, and then it's all hands on decks, and we do plows and anything and everything that comes in the door.
It must be pretty interesting seeing what's out there.
It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. There are challenges. There are days that you scratch your head going, why am I in this? But then there are days that just, you know, I work with some great officers that come in. I've never had a problem with them. The city's been great for me. I've really, enjoyed it. I'm attending school right now. I'm going.
Really? What do you do?
Well, I'm finishing up an associate's degree through the unions paid for the tuition and books. And
so what do you hope to have a degree in?
It's just going to be in general studies.
That's wonderful. Good
just
for you.
To complete the degree. I mean, it
makes sense. Urbana's always about uplifting and being a better person. I grew up here, so that's kind of the way Urbana is. So it makes sense. But you know what? He's almost like a part of the police force in a way, because he keeps these things running so the police can get out and take care of the community. So we really thank you for what you do. It's very important. It's a great service to the community, and it means a lot. It's
a lot of fun. I enjoy my job. I mean, the people we work for are great. The city's, I love the city.
It's a good place.
If the church didn't have a parsonage in Champaign, I'd be living in Urbana.
Well, that's okay. You're pretty close. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today. Hello, everybody. We're here on the corner of Broadway and Water Street with some of the people from our crew, and we have Bruce, Tracy, and we've got some great planning going on. They're working on a park over here. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about yourself, Bruce?
My name is Bruce Cubberly, and I have been with the city for almost 6 years. I come from a background of landscape horticulture and forestry for my career of 25 years now, and I really like doing landscape designs and then seeing them come to life afterwards.
Awesome. Tracy?
My name's Tracy Edwards. I've been with the city for almost 3 years. I do landscape work mostly around the downtown. We do a lot of the medians, the containers, the hanging baskets. I'm also a master gardener. I do a lot of work at the Idea Garden. I love anything to do with plants, shrubs, trees. Do it in my spare time, on the weekends.
It's pretty great. Most of the people, when they go home, they don't want to be involved with what they usually do at work, and then you go home and do it again. So that really says something about you. And if you look around the city of Urbana, we have some beautiful plantings. I know right out in front of the city building, these guys were out there planting right on the median, and they just developed it in like a couple of hours, and then there was all these beautiful pops of color. Speaking of pops of color, there are a lot of containers and things. How many of those do we have around the city?
There are 56 of the concrete containers, and there's 33 hanging baskets that line Main Street. We water those 3 times a week, and you can actually probably see our water wagon in the background there.
Water wagon. When do you guys do that?
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and maybe Saturdays starting up soon, depending on the heat.
Yeah, about 3 years ago we changed out all our hanging baskets. So the hanging baskets actually have a little water reservoir in them so that we can space out our water. And we used to have to water every day. And now because we have that reservoir in there, we can do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
So like all in all, how many, is it like a yard's worth of plants, or how much space do you think the total plantings of Urbana take up?
Well, we've had to do some research into that because of a new software package we're going to be using with Public Works. And I was surprised to find out that we have 3.5 acres of landscape beds in the city that we're taking care of.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
Yeah. We should probably give a plug for the mini park and all the other people that
Yeah, the
aren't
mini
here.
park, which is it's right over there. And it's on the corner of Broadway and Water, so when you pull up and you see that, you can get out and enjoy it. We're going to have the food trucks out here, so you guys will be able to see that when you come get something for the food truck rally. So what about the mini park? What's going on with that?
The mini park has been 2 years in construction, and even more time in planning and coming up with a design. And the design that we ended up putting in is using a lot of recycled material. And so the brick that you see that is the walk there is the brick that came off of Broadway 2 years ago when they redid that stretch from University up to the pool. And the structures that you don't see now, we're putting in some structures that the University of Illinois architecture students designed and built for us. And that is being made from lumber that they got from trees that we took down on our streets. So it's being reused in that way. Now, in addition to people that are doing the planting that you see here, we have people that are good at construction. Our other landscape technician, Jimmy Fryer, built those walls and columns. The brick has been laid and put in the grade set by our Arbor Division Supervisor, Kevin Sanderson, and he's been out there doing it with Jimmy's help. And they'll also be the ones that put these structures in place. And then as we move along, Tracy and her crew are doing the planting. So we're hoping that we'll have most of it done by midsummer.
And the masonry is beautiful. I mean, masonry is really hard. I've tried to do a little bit myself, and it's just got that beautiful curve. Really, really did a nice job with that.
Yep.
So,
And as a matter of fact, we out at the Landscape Recycling Center have those exact bricks for sale for people who maybe want that same look for their yard. And we also get all of our compost and mulch for all of these beds from our Landscape Recycling Center.
yeah, LRC, which is a great place, and you can come from anywhere. You don't have to be an Urbana resident. You can come out and buy really good, high quality soil and other products from them, and it's from here, so you know it's going to work with the environment.
And it's all made in-house.
Yeah.
Correct.
All from good old Urbana trees losing their leaves and being turned
Yeah,
back
it's
into
like the
compost.
circle of life. You know?
That's right.
So very nice. Well, thank you guys. Hi, Urbana. We're back with John Collins, Operation Manager of Urbana Public Works. The guys that take care, and ladies, who take care of everything physical in our city. Right now, we've got some interesting stuff going on. We've got our concrete crew, and I know that they're just working with this concrete, but could you tell us a little more why they're doing this?
Well, for one reason or another, the pavement has failed at this location.
Oh, okay.
It looks like at one time maybe there was a utility repair that was done previously. Maybe the pavement didn't get put back the way it should have been, but nonetheless, the pavement was breaking up. It was a hazard to motorists and all the other traffic that comes through here. And the guys are breaking it up, tearing it out. They're going to redo the sub base and pour new concrete in there. So we have a nice new section of smooth pavement.
So what do you do? Like you put layers of aggregate and then you'll just put the concrete in, or?
Yeah, they're taking out the old concrete now that they've broken up. They'll remove 6 inches plus or minus a little bit of the soil that's underneath.
Yeah.
Put a new rock base in, compact that, and then come back probably tomorrow sometime and pour new concrete in there.
Man, this looks like a heavy job.
These guys do this all spring, all summer, all fall, from one location to the next, all year long.
You guys gotta know that these guys sleep well. I mean, look at this. This is some heavy work right here.
They work extremely hard all summer long.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
and we have Jason Scott. Jason is a equipment operator.
okay.
And he's gotten very good at operating that backhoe and getting that concrete out of there and into that truck safely.
That looks really fun.
We have Colby Mackey over here. He's been with the city for almost 20 years. He's also an equipment operator. And then we have Cameron Welsh. He's a maintenance worker, and Calvin Kearns is a maintenance worker.
Wonderful. Now, how long do you reckon this will take? Will it be a whole day thing?
Yeah, there'll be a good part of the day getting the concrete out and then getting the soil out. They'll have to set a form along the one side. They'll have to drill into the existing concrete, put rebar in there to tie it all together, tamp the sub base, put a little rock in there, and then they'll probably pour that concrete back tomorrow morning sometime.
So what happens to this concrete?
This concrete, we'll haul this up to North Lincoln Avenue. There's a private company up there that recycles concrete.
Oh yeah.
They'll break it up, grind it up, and then and in turn we'll actually buy it back to use for the sub base. So we're doing what we can to recycle materials as best we can.
That's good.
Even on the construction side.
Well, that's really interesting.
And the other issues that they have to deal with, as you see, the traffic still has to get up and down the street, and they have to, we have to set up the traffic control. We set up the warning signs on either side of the job. They're wearing gear that has reflective stripes and it's very bright, so it's visible to motorists. And they just need to watch what they're doing, but they also need to watch the oncoming traffic.
Yeah, and you guys, let's be mindful of that when you're out and about driving in the city of Urbana. Remember, these guys are working really hard. Give them some room. Just, be polite. Give them some room. This is hard work. That looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
That's a backhoe.
Yep.
Isn't that cool? I love it. That's like every young kid's dream to get in one of those and operate that.
And like Jason, he hasn't outgrown that childhood dream of sitting in a backhoe and operating it.
I know. Yeah, you can see it on his face. He looks pretty happy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the backhoes these days, we have heat, we have air conditioning.
Yeah.
The construction equipment isn't near as loud as it used to be. The hand controls up there, there's less movement to make things a little simpler, a little more comfortable for the operator to operate it.
Yeah. Okay, now I've noticed.
Much more efficient.
Look at that. Okay, so the wheels are up off the ground and it's almost resting on like a.
Yeah, the outriggers is what holds the.
Those are called outriggers.
As he's pulling with that bucket, if he was just sitting on the wheels, the tractor would bounce and flop around and pull towards it.
Oh, that's interesting.
You put the outriggers down and put the front bucket down on the pavement, and that'll keep the tractor in place while he's trying to dig.
Yeah, that makes sense. That would go around a lot. That's some heavy stuff right there.
And we're also pretty lucky. Almost all of our construction equipment is on vehicle replacement funding. So
What does that mean? Vehicle replacement funding?
The city sets money aside every year to replace vehicles on a schedule. And so every 10 years we buy a new backhoe. We'll trade in the old one, we'll buy a new one. It saves on a number of things. It keeps our equipment up to date.
Yeah.
And once that construction equipment, and we use them when we work with them every day, once that construction equipment gets a certain age on it, you have certain failures.
True.
Hydraulic hoses and transmissions and bearings and things like that.
Fluids.
So just to make sure that we always have good equipment, we're always able to get out there and work, we replace that equipment every so often.
And it's safe.
And it's safe. And the backhoe that he's on now was new just a couple of months ago.
That's really cool looking.
Yeah.
Very cool. Hi everybody, we're back in Urbana here on Race Street. You know, you're trying to pull into this parking thing here, and there's a sign, you can't see it, because there's a beautiful Urbana tree, and you know, we're a tree city. So now we're gonna have to take it and relocate it. And we have Benny Gardner here, one of our electricians for the city of Urbana, and today he's going out on something called
a Julie locate. This is they call it the 811 service, Julie. Basically, whenever you break the surface of the ground, you have to have all your underground utilities located, and that's one of the jobs we do as electricians here, is we locate the city's infrastructure, the underground infrastructure. Take for instance this tree. It needs to be transplanted further west into the parking lot. Well, the excavators need to know where everything is underground, so that's what we do. We locate the street lighting wires, any traffic signal, anything underground wiring dealing with traffic signals, street lighting, the fiber optic interconnect between the intersections, and as well as we maintain as the storm sirens and all the school zone flashes in the city as well.
Wow.
So
that's a lot.
Yeah, we keep busy. Yeah,
I know. Tell us about what you also do. I heard you're the guy, you know, you do all the street lights and stuff.
Yeah, we maintain all the street lighting. We try to, try our best to keep them lit. And I'm also one of the city's 2 traffic signal technicians. And that's a whole bale of wick in itself.
Okay, so if I'm like, what is a traffic, what does that technician do? Basically, a little nutshell.
We make sure that the intersection, the telemetry and the detection, all the circuitry and all the wiring is properly maintained and properly operating. If the intersection can see you, then it knows you're waiting for a green. Or
I love that.
So
because I'm always ready to go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So we make sure that the intersection can see everything that's going on, so it can service the vehicles going through as most efficiently as it possibly can.
I always thought there were like sensors underneath.
Yes, there are. Okay, it's so funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
On the intersections, you will see those little squares that are in the street. Those are like the eyes of the intersection. You have to be over that in order for the intersection to know you're there.
Oh.
So it knows to give you a green. If you pull past it and you're wondering why the light doesn't change, because it can't see you. You have to be over there. That's why those stop bars, those big white bars there, those stop bars, that's why you stop there, because that's where the intersection is looking for you.
Okay, you guys. So if you want to get where you're going, stop at the
stop bar, and you will get the green faster.
Quit pulling up because you're going to get there faster. Well, that makes sense. All right, now tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been with the city?
Well, I've been with the city for a little bit over 8 years now.
Yeah,
and this is a great job, especially on days like this. When the weather's like this, you can't beat this job.
I know.
This is great.
It is great. Now, okay, so like when you're off and you go home, do you do like electrical stuff at home? Do you make?
I try not to.
So you just totally unplug.
I try not to, but you're everybody's best friend when you're an electrician.
I know.
Yeah.
I had a father in the trades. He used to get a lot of calls. My mom would say, "Don't pick the phone up." So,
well, it's all right,
what do you like to do though in your free time?
Oh, I love to cook. I love to play music, fish, and just be with friends. Just enjoy life. I just love it.
You're a musician?
Yes.
What do you play?
I play bass and drums, and
Electric,
some people can say I can sing.
Electric bass, acoustic, or
yes.
All of it. Cool.
Yes.
So what's your favorite music genre?
Really? Whatever you're playing, I want to play it with you.
Cool.
I just love music.
Me too.
Love music.
That's cool. So are you currently with a band, or are you just kind of gigging with
we're trying to do some groundwork right now. With a couple of guys I know.
We'll have to keep you posted,
trying to do some
you guys.
groundwork. I would, I would love to.
Come see Benny at a gig in Urbana. That'd be cool, right?